This is an introductory presentation. It's designed specifically for projectors. If you are a projector or a type, basically what that means is that the holistic frequency of your being, in other words, the energy that is you, is designed to penetrate, focus, and absorb one person at a time. As a projector, as this type, we call them types in human design. As a projector, you are someone who is focused and absorbing. Your aura actually penetrates deeply into other people, and you're designed to be able to guide other people, other energy beings. And that is the type of person that this particular webinar is designed for. So again, if you're a projector, you are in the right place. This Living Your Design program is a voyage of self-discovery. It's a journey that can be enlightening, and it can also be shattering to the misconceptions of our mind, of your mind. And in fact, for me as a guide, every single time I take it, I feel like I understand even more and more as I go through the material and as I learn from you, my fellow projectors. This program is the first of a really diverse and comprehensive set of official certification programs. It's the only program that is designed for the public as a whole. So whether or not you are going forward with this as something that you want to investigate to possibly become certified in yourself, or you're just wanting to learn how to live your design, this is the right place to start. This is where you start. And I've universalized this particular program specifically for the benefit of projectors. So my mission is to spread hope to others that there is a way to live a fulfilling life and to fulfill your purpose in life. And, you know, as a projector, if you haven't come across this knowledge and you haven't accidentally fallen into following your design naturally, which is really quite rare, you're going to find that there is a way to ease the suffering that you might be experiencing in your life, the bitterness, the exhaustion that you have living your life in a way that's not correct for you. And so as a certified human design professional, I'm committed to carrying on the spark that ignited human design in the minds and hearts of millions of people. Millions and millions of people have participated, have discovered human design, and I'm participating in the experiment. I know that I can support you in your human design education and your human design experiment if you're a projector and you're ready for this knowledge. If you're here and you're listening to my voice right now, I want you to feel very invited into checking in with your own authority to see if this entire program could be correct for you. Because I feel that there is no more important work in the world than loving yourself and helping others to love themselves if you feel the call. Because the human design system is the most powerful way to do that. It can effectively hijack your mind's hold on your life and help you live the truth of your authentic being. It's the only system that I've found for understanding my world that really works, and that's why I'm really excited to share it with you. So, as you can see, you might not know how to discern what makes a projector, but by the end of this course, you will be able to see this. My design is that of a projector. So I'm a 3/5 projector with emotional authority. I use my sense of emotional clarity to make decisions based on my experiences over time. I'm designed, you can't see it from this chart, but in the advanced readings, you'll find out what your motivation is. And mine happens to be hope. And I also see with a very personal perspective. And I discover, often through making mistakes, and then I universalize my discoveries when I'm recognized and invited. I'm from Hawaii, but I live in California right now. And I was invited into human design in mid-2012 by a man who guessed that I was a generator from what he knew of me. And he ran my chart, which came up as a surprise. Surprise, I am a projector, one of this new type of human like you. And this man told me how important this info was for me. And, listening to him, I became really intrigued, so I got a reading, and that's when my deconditioning journey began. And since then, I've read and I've listened to and I've watched thousands and thousands of hours of material. I've learned through many one-on-one readings, through classes, interviews I've done, coaching sessions from over a dozen certified analysts, and discussions. I've also discussed human design with my friends, family, clients, even strangers, anyone who wants to talk about human design. I am happy to discuss human design with them because it's kind of an obsession. It's been an obsession for a couple of years now. And what I noticed happening was that I gradually gave away just suitcases full of my personal development, self-help, and spirituality books, and I began replacing them with human design material, which I now look at and refer to daily because of, I write now for Jovian Archive and mybodygraph.com. When I encounter transits or people, I really look into my materials and look into my books, and it's been an amazing journey of self-discovery and opening up my awareness. And really it has transformed the way that I feel about myself, the way that I feel about the world, the way that I move through life. And I have noticed an amazing shift, and the people around me have noticed an amazing shift in the way that I experience life. And so I can't recommend human design enough. So besides these online group Living Your Design Awakening programs, which you're going to get a taste of here today, I also conduct one-on-one mentoring in person or online as I am recognized and invited, and if it's clear for me emotionally to do so. I help those who are on my fractal, and we'll explain more about what that means as we go on. But I do want to share with you a little bit of the challenges that I was facing before I met human design, so you can get a little bit of perspective about how experimenting with it has helped me overcome those challenges. And I know the biggest issue that I was facing, and maybe you're facing this too, is that I had a deep distrust in my ability to make the right decisions. I had a string of what I saw as failed relationships and careers, including 2 amicable but sad, really sad divorces. I had a massage therapy practice that I started and stopped and felt like it failed because my body kept breaking down. I kept taking on other people's stuff. I also failed as a mortgage and real estate broker, had a brokerage, and I took a lot of jobs over the years that were just not correct for me, and I became very exhausted and my health really suffered. And over time, I grew just horribly bitter about where and who I was, about what I felt like I had become and what I'd accomplished, what I had to show for things. Although from the outside, even in the times when I was really looking like I had everything, I had, money, houses, vacations, awesome cars, I had a lot of things, and I looked like I might have been under control, but in reality, I was really barely surviving at times. I was struggling with what to do, where to go, how to behave, who to love, and I did not want to make those decisions myself. I gave my authority away and happily did it sometimes to avoid being responsible for mistakes. And sometimes I made really spontaneous decisions that ended up just being horribly wrong. In the most terrible moments of my not self emotional behavior, I was really very volatile. I was blaming, complaining, whining. I had a serious poor me syndrome, and I was almost always sick. My family, my parents were really worried about me because every time they talked to me, I happened to be sick. And my work that I was doing, it wasn't fulfilling. There was times where I had fun in my jobs. I was a scuba dive master for a while. That was fun. It was very exhausting at times, and massage it felt fulfilling, but it didn't give me that real sense of success, and I couldn't ever be really truly successful at it. And of course, I was totally wrong for being a mortgage and real estate broker, and that failed. So I lived with this deep guilt and shame, and I avoided people that were previously important to me that I was ashamed of sharing with them where my life had gone. And then I started bonding with the wrong people. I was addicted to money and power games. I wanted someone to take care of me, someone I could feel safe with, someone who could make my decisions for me. Basically, I did not love or trust myself. I couldn't look in the mirror with acceptance, and I definitely didn't feel successful despite the awards and the accomplishments I had made that I did to try and make myself feel better about myself. And even despite all the places I'd been around the world, I did not feel successful. And when I take a deep breath and look at the amazing length of where I've come as far as how I feel about myself now, after experimenting with my human design, I feel like that person I was before design is just a lifetime away compared to who I know myself to be right now. I feel empowered, I feel good, I feel hopeful. My body, I even feel healthier, I look younger than I used to before I met human design. And I feel invited to share more with you, and I'll do that as we go through the centers to share my real-time, real-life experience, especially with the way that my openness in my design showed up in my life, so that maybe you can relate, and how my definition has showed up too, so that maybe you can relate, so that my experiences, my observations from my personal perspective can maybe act as an example for you to take from, to look at yourself. Because as a projector, we learn about ourselves through listening and observing, watching, learning from other people. And that's why I've put myself out here to be a creative role model, which is part of my design. This chart right here, it's unconscious in me. So a lot of times what comes out of my mouth, I have no idea what I'm saying, but it just comes out. And this energy, this focused on the experience of feelings and the recognition of feelings, that's where my design is designed to shine. That's where I'm designed to shine. So this place of understanding and self-love and compassion and just absolute freedom that I feel is something that I really hope that you will get and you will feel, because it is the most wonderful thing to be able to love yourself for who you are, and to be able to accept and love other people for who they are. And the human design system can really help you do that. So that's why I'm here, and that's why I want to share my journey with you. So I got all teary. Pardon me for a moment. I'm going to read this quote from Ra with you. If it's your serendipity that it happens to you that you can live out your design, you get to see the wonder of what it is to be awake. There are people that we meet in this life, people who are on our fractal, as Ra calls it. You might have heard me mention that earlier. And if you're attending this webinar, if you're listening to the sound of my voice, if you're moved by it, you are on my fractal. Everyone that comes into our awareness, that we have an affinity for, that we experience, everyone that we meet really, but the deeper you have a connection with someone, the closer they are to you on your fractal. So as you listen to the sound of my voice right now, you are coming into contact with the frequency of my energy system. The aura is carried over through sound. By listening, by paying attention, by studying human design with me, if this resonates with you, you're being exposed to an energy that simply has the ability to change your fate. It is the nature of my Incarnation Cross that I was born on. And let me show you what that looks like. Again, this is me, 3/5 Emotional Projector. I'm on the cross of Contagion. An Incarnation Cross is made up of where the sun and earth were positioned in your personality and your design, your conscious and unconscious imprinting that makes you who you are. So my cross is all about being an innocent instrument of fate, who can step in and unexpectedly change the fate of others through experience, discovery, and learning. This is where I find fulfillment of my purpose. This is where I feel successful. So if you're ready to change your fate and be guided as you wake up to the incredible splendor of your own uniqueness, I want to invite you on this journey with me. Every time I go through this Living Your Design program, I have more and more realizations about myself and the others in my life, which brings me to the next slide. I want to talk about why you. Why did I choose to invite into my LYD only projectors? Well, as a projector myself, I know that my energy resonates to a certain frequency. I know what it's like to be a projector going through this experience, and I know that I can contribute. I can share my guidance, my recognition of feelings, to have the highest effectiveness and chance of success with those who resonate with me. And I know that that would be my fellow projectors. That would be you. Also, I know that I can learn most from observing other projectors like you, since I am one myself. And education is absolutely critical to a projector, which is why I've made this first introductory session completely free, because I want everybody to have this information about human design and about what a projector is. Because we are here to be the natural leaders and guides of the future. Approximately 80% of mankind are what we call energy types in human design. That's the aura type of generator and manifester. We're going to cover all 4 aura types in this full LYD program, so that you, if you experience this program with me, are going to come away with knowing more about the people in your world and how best to interact with them. Now, our type projectors are about 23% of the human population. You, as a projector, are naturally insightful about the utilization of other people's energy. You are a guide for energy. But when you're not operating correctly, when you're operating as a homogenized being or a deeply conditioned person, there is no chance for you to experience the benefits of what it's really like to be a projector. Now, the deeper that you go into the human design system correctly as a projector, you'll find, as I did, that the healthier and more engaged you become in your life, the more fulfilled you'll feel. It puts you on a path that leads you to operating correctly. And the eventual benefit for you is that you get to be recognized for your true innate talents, gifts, your capacity in the world. You'll recognize your own gifts, and others will recognize your gifts as well. And this leads to the invitations, which, if you make the decision according to your authority, will also lead to personal fulfillment. It leads to your signature as a projector, or the frequency of what it is to be you, and that signature is success. You know, it's funny, I want to define success for a second here, because I finally define success as a state of being, as a feeling, rather than something, about what I've accomplished or the things that I have in my life. I had to repattern my thinking around money, because money is energy, right? Money is something that oftentimes a lot of projectors have a really hard time with, because we don't have the energy, the consistent energy to manifest, to generate, to work really hard. A lot of times, if we don't fall into the right career for us, we can end up being really, really bent out of shape around money. And so I'm not looking to make money anymore to feel successful. I've been there, I've done that. I've had lots and lots of money, and I did not feel that much more successful than I have. In fact, I've felt more successful in the times that I haven't had as much money as the times when I did have a lot of money. So I've defined success, and I want you to take this in deeply. Success is a feeling. It's a feeling and a frequency of you living your life in a fulfilled way, of you moving through life, reduced to this being, this energy frequency that is very specific to your design, that is very specifically you, who you were born to be, who you were designed to be. When you resonate to that energy frequency, and that's what I hope for you, and that's what I want to see in you, because I'm a projector too, that success is going to be drawn to you. You're going to be drawn to it. You are the frequency of success when you are operating correctly. You have that feeling. You resonate to it. You are it. You be it. And so for those of you who are here who are struggling right now, I know where you've been. If you're having a hard time in life, I know what that's like. And I know that there's a better way to operate correctly in this world. And I'm so excited that you're here because you have the potential to achieve success in life. You do. Again, I know that making my contribution, which is what this channel is about, making my contribution is what brings meaning into my life. And for me, I find meaning in recognizing feelings, in creatively sharing my identity to empower myself and to empower others. That's the frequency, the nature of my design. So in this program, it's my hope for you that you'll take the time to commit to learning about you first. As oftentimes as projectors, we're so focused on other people, but we don't take the time to learn about us. So yes, I can help you understand others, and through them, you're going to know yourself. You're going to be able to see yourself as clearly as you can. Though the way that our energy works is that we're usually focused out there. Our aura just penetrates other people. We can't do anything about that. That's just the mechanics of the way that our energy frequency operates. It penetrates other people so that we can really know them. And in order to observe and to make sense of what we are witnessing, it really helps to have a mastery of a system that can help us understand others. It can be really empowering and life-changing to have a mastery of a system. And the human design system, like I said, is the most powerful, effective way to look at the world. And I hope that as you move with me throughout these next 8 weeks, I hope that you can transform your awareness with me. Take this journey with me throughout these next 8 weeks, and then we'll see where you're at. I want to hear from you. So being perceived as a guide according to where your strengths lie is not up to you. I want to make this point clear. It's not what your mind thinks where your talents lie. It's the other person who will recognize your frequency, your energy, which is the energy of who you are. It's the other person who makes the invitation for you to guide them. All right? So, when you're not operating correctly, when your mind is running your life and your mind is making your decisions, your frequency is off. Your signpost for this is a feeling of bitterness. We're going to talk more about bitterness throughout this program. So if you're not operating correctly, then the correct others for you cannot find you when your frequency's off. They won't be attracted to you. They won't resonate to you. So if you are engaged and absorbed in a life that is not correct for you, you are not going to find the people that are right for you. And if you're feeling bitter more often than successful, that is a very clear signpost that you are not on the path to your own personal, unique fulfillment. So you as a projector, right now, we're at a really critical moment in history where you need to become prepared to take on your role as a leader and as a guide. The time for this, preparation is really running out, as there's a huge shift taking place in the frequency of this planet. It's an ending of the world as we know it. I don't want to sound dramatic, but it really is going to be a huge shift that's coming in the year 2027, which is about less than 12 years from now. So I want to talk about why we are here to be guides. And it has to do with the aura, the secret and our superpower lies in the way that our aura functions. And this source of uniqueness, it can also be our weakness if we're not careful. When you're dealing with another projector, their aura focuses, and it focuses on you, just as yours focuses on them. So this capacity to focus, to penetrate, to absorb, is what gives you a unique ability to energetically taste the frequency of others. It's almost like you're eating them. You're living off their frequency when you're around them. You can recognize that other being's essence. And as a projector, you are designed, you can only take in one person at a time. And this is just one of the reasons why I like this online format for group sessions, because you're in your physical aura space as I am in mine. And so by leveraging technology to mimic the nature of how our auras function and to focus on one person at a time, we train ourselves to become more aware of and to utilize the energy dynamics of our aura correctly. So what you focus on is that other person's identity, which creates recognition in you and in the other person. Your aura is what works. It's not your mind. It's not what you say. It's not what you think. It's your aura that is working. One of the most helpful keys I can give you that is really highly effective at the beginning of your experiment is to experiment with being quiet. Really, really. Let your aura do the talking instead of your mind. What it's going to do is it reduces so much of the problems that you create for yourself. The things that you say to try and attract attention or recognition, to guide others without them asking for your guidance, is simply going to fall on deaf ears at best, and you're gonna waste your energy. At worst, what can happen, not only do you waste your energy and become bitter, you become exhausted, you become drained, and you just spiral into this place of really not finding the sweetness in life, not feeling the success in life. Can you relate to that? Does that feel familiar at all? Because if it does, I'm really glad you're here, because you're someone that I know is going to get a lot of value out of this program if you stick with me. So, you as a projector, projectors have the gift of recognizing others and are here to master systems. So, when you enter into this human design experiment, you as a projector need more education, more guidance than the other types. It's just how you function, your frequency. You're able to take in more education. You're able to master this system. And like I mentioned earlier, if you're here, you've probably already studied the basics and you want more. I do want to clarify one thing for you that is going to help you relax into this process. I want you to know that, let me get a drink of water here, excuse me. I want you to know that the human design system is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not a quick fix. It's not going to be anything that's going to give you an instant gratification. You have to learn and accept that this deconditioning process is going to take 7 years. It's going to take commitment to your education. It's going to take dedication to your experiment of living as a projector. It's going to take focus, which I know you can do. It's going to take you really experimenting, entering into the experiment, knowing that this is something that can change your perspective and therefore your experience of your life. A human design education allows you to see clearly the depth of your conditioning. And a proper education in this vastly complex system does take some time. But I want you to get excited about this. You, I know you are a naturally gifted learner. You are extremely intelligent when it comes to recognizing things. You have an innate ability to master systems. That's what you're here for. The primary purpose of a projector, as we say in human design, is to guide others. It's what we were born for. It's what you were born for. It's what you are good at. It doesn't matter what system it is, whether it's the human design system or something else. Like I said, I feel human design is the most powerful system that you can use. But the only way that you can do that, master how to play this game, master this illusion that we live in, that we call life, this illusion that we call reality, the only way you're going to master how to play this game is to master this system. Learning what Ra calls the mechanics of the Maya is an absolutely fascinating and fun discovery, and I'm hopeful that you'll be inspired by this program to study even beyond it, even beyond the Living Your Design Awakening program. This is just the beginning for you, and so I'm really excited because I'm excited for you because as soon as you grasp how the game of life really works, the moment that you discover your true power as a projector, life is going to be sweet for you. It's going to become sweeter and sweeter. I want you to know complete success only comes to you when you are with the right people, in the right place, doing the right thing, eating the right way when it comes to your body. And success comes in the right time for you. You cannot speed it up. You can't make your cells turn over faster. It just takes time. Let me let you in on a little known secret. This might go over your head, but I want to implant this seed in you. You don't have control over whether or not you'll be able to commit fully to this process or not. So don't sweat it, even if you can't do it. Do the best you can. That's all you can do, right? Maybe it's not the right timing for you. That's okay. This knowledge is not for everyone, but for you as a projector, it really is beneficial for you to at least come into contact with the basics and master them. So that's my hope for you in this program, is that by the end of these 8 weeks, you are going to master the very basics in human design. You will have the tools to discover even more about human design. It's part of the program. I'm going to show you where all the best tools are to discover human design, to be able to feel empowered to be that guide for others. So for those of you who are ready, those of you who are waking up in this illusion of separateness that we all live in, for those of you who are ready to be the potential of true success, true fulfillment, boy, are you in for the ride of your life. Because the signature of a correctly functioning projector is success. This success is transpersonal, and it comes from the correct bonds made with the people who are correct for you. It absolutely must come from correct recognition, both of your design as a projector by whomever is in your focus, whoever's in your aura, as well as your recognition of them as the being that you are focusing on. So the most important thing I know that I can do for you is to take you through this Living Your Design Awakening program, as I'm certified to do, and encourage you to study human design. Because if you are here right now, you have a special interest in this system. I know you do, which it is the most accurate and deep system available on the planet today for understanding who that other person is. And I know that you're able to master it. I know that there's an enormous potential for you here in human design, and I'm personally inviting you into this world to help you understand other people, to help you understand yourself. Because when you see enough others with aspects of your design, you're finally going to be able to get a handle on understanding your own design. That's just the way it works for you. That's why it takes 7 years. Your energy only focuses outward. We're not here to really know ourselves. That's generator work. We're here to understand and to guide the other, to be recognized. That is our unique potential, to recognize and be recognized. It's both our gift and our glory, you could call it. But, when you're not operating with awareness, the way your aura functions, like I mentioned earlier, it can be a weakness. It's a weakness in that you can't help but focus on the other person. If they're within range of your energy field, which is approximately 2 arms lengths from the body, you're simply being conditioned. You're designed that way. There's no escaping it. It's not a bad thing. That's just how it goes. And where your gift, your recognizing capacity comes from is the aura dynamics. So I want you to be aware. I want you to experiment with this. Watch, feel, observe, see. You're here to see and know that other person. So, you're being conditioned by people, even through walls. I want you to know that. I want you to grasp that. This aura, it can be conditioned. The one that we live in, our vehicle, it can be conditioned even more so by people that we spend a lot of time with, or people that you have personal relationships with in life. This can be everyone from your coworkers, family and friends, especially lovers, or even, like mentioned, strangers that you sleep on the other side of a shared wall from. So being correct about who you allow into your personal space is of the highest importance to you, and that's another key that I want to impart to you, to make sure that you understand and you experiment with knowing who is correct for you and who isn't. Because as a projector, that's just the way we function. Your aura is focused, it's absorbing. We have this existential question that our aura expresses who are you? Now, when you were a child, it's really likely that you suffered deeply at the hands of the people who raised you. You're well-meaning, but unfortunately, for the vast majority of people, we all had unknowing parents. No fault, no blame, no shame, no guilt. It's okay. But you were told what to do from birth. Our society and our culture places a really high moral and ethical value on hard work, on making things happening, on just doing it, right? We were raised to be manifestors. We were trained to be generators. This conditioning can be enormously devastating to our psyche, as we were not designed with the consistent manifesting or generator power that others have, that those types have. So you might have gotten into your 40s or 30s or even your 20s simply exhausted and trained to be a super slave. I know I was. I know that if you can dedicate yourself to learning this knowledge, to living this experiment for yourself, at a bare minimum, you are going to move through life with more ease and less resistance. I know that because the deeper you delve into this body of work, as Ra Uru Hu manifested it into the world, the more empowered you are in making decisions that are right for you. So long as you are living your design, this empowerment leads you to the ability to be recognized correctly for your individual uniqueness, the beauty of what is you, your potential, your role, your gifts, your contribution to the other is something that is only recognized by that other. You have no control over when or how or where or who is going to recognize you. The only thing that you can do is learn, master the system, and wait and see. So, this is a critical two-part process about this invitation, waiting for this invitation. The first thing you want to do is wait. Wait for that correct invitation. Watch. Who invites you? What are they inviting you for? Do they see you for who you are? You need to get to know your own design so that you can recognize when they speak at you and you hear the keynotes, what we call keynotes in design, or word frequencies that describe the essence of your being. Does their invitation match your unique strengths? talents, your gifts. Then, after waiting, you absolutely must make the decision if that invitation is correct for you, if it's right for you, based on your own authority. And your authority is something that we are going to, in fact, all of the authorities is something that we're going to discuss in this Living Your Design Awakening program. So that's the power of you. That's the power of your type. You're here to recognize, to be recognized, to guide. And here in the Living Your Design Awakening program, which is my hope for you, my hope that you'll be able to take it with me, I want you to begin to see, watch, be aware. Your world is going to transform before your eyes. When you begin to recognize who is correct for you, when you begin to feel the resistance that has been with you throughout a lifetime of improper recognitions and improper invitations that you accepted, when you begin to feel that resistance and bitterness drain from you, it's going to be replaced over time with a feeling of fulfillment, this sense, this feeling of success. Are you ready for that feeling? Ask yourself this. I want to invite you. Are you ready to feel success? Because my hope for you is that by the end of this program, you'll know, if not feel, you'll know how you, in particular, your design, is designed to experience success in life. That's my hope for you. So, as a projector, we have a problem, right? That projector problem shows up as bitterness. We're highly intelligent, and our brilliant minds are often our biggest trap. They're so deeply conditioned. The problem is we're not properly educated about how we are designed to operate correctly. We can be deeply conditioned, homogenized, and unaware of our power. We're sleeping to it. We don't know it yet. I want to wake you up because you probably already are aware of this, but we lack consistent energy to work or to manifest. So we need to learn how to honor our energy being, our type, our vehicle, who we are, so that we are doing the things that are correct for us, not trying to be who we are not. We have this problem. It's so simple for other types sometimes. For us, we need a full 7 years of practice and support in this human design experiment. We can only realize our unique potential if we are correctly recognized and if we correctly recognize others. We need support from fellow projectors who are also experimenting, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to share my experiences, my recognition of feelings in my creative way with you, to be that role model who is actually living my design. Now, there are others out there who are living their designs, I'm sure of it. I am still experimenting. I'm in the beginning of my experiment, my first half of that 7-year cycle, but I want to let you know it gets better, it gets easier, it gets sweeter, and it's so much fun to be able to work with the human design system. So I hope that you are inspired by now, because all of these projector problems, this bitterness, we have a solution. And the solution begins with living your design, and that's why this awakening program specifically for projectors is here. It's designed to be the solution to the issue of bitterness and pure exhaustion that comes from you not living up to your unique potential, not honoring who you are, not knowing who you are, not recognizing yourself for who you are through the recognition that others bring you. That's where you find out who you are. So the solution is awareness. The dynamics of how you are designed to be able to access energy is going to be discussed in this program. We're also going to discuss how you are designed to recognize how and where energy should be used, how you invite openness. You need to be formally invited to the big things in life. We're going to discuss that. I want you to know how you are designed to decide if the invitation is correct for you. So we're going to talk about authority. You need to surrender to the fact that you demand respect as a being, as a frequency, as an entity, whatever you want to call it. Who you are is worthy of respect. And I want you to be careful about the people who you are around in these next 8 weeks and in the future, because the quality of your associations directly affects you. I want you to learn how to trust in the power of who you really are. That's what this program is designed to do for you. And the benefit, the true ultimate benefit of human design is that it informs our awakening process. It uncovers our true self. I know that if you're listening, if you're here, if you're still with me, that you are in the process of waking up. You know that there's more to life than what you've been experiencing. You know that there's some things missing, off, whatever you want to call it, that there's more, that you have the potential to see more, to know more, to be you, to be who you really are, that true self, the one that is designed to be fulfilled in life, not the one that you've been trying to be, that your mind's been trying to make you be, but that your human design can unlock the frequency of your being to being that true, authentic, unique you. The benefits that can happen for you is that human design helps you move in harmony with the flow of life. It transforms your perspective so that you can begin to see clearly, see the way you are, see as you, your unique perspective that's intended to be there to guide others. You can transform your conditioning and your experience of resistance through human design, because it gives you permission to be yourself and to have compassion for yourself and others. It helps you make decisions that will point you in the correct direction for your life purpose to unfold. Everyone has a unique life purpose, and making those decisions by human design, by your strategy and authority, will bring you around to the correct direction of your life, so that you can find your right place and attract the right people and opportunities, so that you can operate with the correct frequency, so that your cognition works properly, so that you can experience the signature of our type, of your type, projectors, success. Success! The sweetness of success, that's what you're here for.